welcome to Chump Change, everyone, the post show where we talk about the truth hidden behind the lies. And I'm once again joined by the cast of Eric, Lindsay, Noel, and Barbara. Did someone drop something during the intro there? What was that noise?
I thought it was the fly.
Excitement.
I have a fly in my room. I'm trying to get him.
You choked out the fly and it hit the ground.
Yeah, so I said this is fifth grade and this is in, and I just took him.
So, on our episode today in our Pushing the Envelope game, no one ended up telling their own story, was one of those scenarios. And Noel didn't even tell a story. So we have a lot of opportunity to hear the real stories here. And Lindsay's story came in like right at the wire, the one that we used. And I'm very interested to hear the true story here. So Lindsay is the one who tricked a thief in order to get their stolen phone back. So yeah, and you gave us more detail than that, but we kind of generalized the prompt to leave it more open-ended. But so
which is usually my conversations with people. So thank you. Thank you for making it digestible. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So what happened? What's the story there?
Well, if I can real quick, can I ask Noel, may I ask you first, what were you going to say to Eric? If you actually answered the question, because the bit was great. I just want to know what you would have twisted before I actually tell it. Yeah.
So the story that I was going to say is, it's true that I used to work at the Apple store in South Lake, Texas. Again, Dallas-Fort Worth, who knows where that shit's at. But I worked the year that Steve Jobs died, around the iPhone 4S. So what I was going to say was, this is very important. I got to give you these little details.
Yep. All tied into each other,
yeah. And so what I was going to say was, I got my iPhone stolen at the mall. And because I worked at the Apple store, I was going to call my own phone using the Genius Bar number and get them to come in so that we can help them unlock the phone. And then I was going to be like, gotcha. Now, that was the story I made up.
That's way cooler than the real story. I like that better.
Very good story.
In my brain, good, done. That's the real event. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had another story I was going to submit, but I was kind of concerned about like how personal it was. So we swapped it. Thank you. Noel, way to roll with it. Appreciate it. So I was on vacation with my family, and we were at a pool at the hotel we were staying at. And I guess we foolishly left my father in charge of kind of watching our stuff. He took a nap. And when he woke up, one of our phones was missing. We said, oh, okay, snap, the cell phone's missing. That's not good. So we decided, like, okay, we could either go home and say, F it, we don't have a cell phone. But now for the rest of our trip, like, we don't have a way to contact. It was my father's phone. We don't have a way to contact my father. So I said, Dad, why don't we look up like the call records on the SIM card on the phone? We'll see if the person who stole it was dumb enough to use the phone. Sure enough, they had made a crap ton of calls on that phone. So we said, okay,
no way.
We'll take, yeah. And I was like, all right, so we'll take one of these recent numbers and see if we can get a hold of this person. So my father like handed me the number, and I got on the phone and I called what I assumed was this person's like house line, because it sounded like their mother answered, I guess. And they're like, it sounded like someone who was old / elderly. So I just pretended to be someone who met someone at a bar. I was like, hi, like, this is Jessica. Like, I met Brian last night at the bar and I thought I got his number, but I think he just gave me this one. Do you have his cell phone? And the woman was like, yeah, I do. He's like, and I go, oh, well, he has like a new number. Like, he just got this phone. Do you know? And I heard her on the phone, like, put her hand up, like, well, like, so-and-so. What's your new phone number? I was like, oh, we got him. We got this motherfucker.
Wow.
So, yeah, then he got on the phone and I just handed it to my dad and he was like, hey, what's up? I was like, well, you're fucked now. Like, you thought it was going to be some girl you met at the bar last night. It was not. Yeah. It was. Yeah. So, yeah. And we did get the phone back. So it's cool.
Nice.
Justice is
That's
served.
crazy.
Awesome.
Wow.
And then I became
more of the story. Always pretend to be a drunk girl, and you'll get whatever you want.
That's mostly what I do. Yeah, that's my move.
Yeah. Barbara, I did think beforehand. I was like, "What's my motivation here? What you want a phone? But what else? Like, what's your backstory?
IPA?
Yeah,
What's my history?
Damn, that's crazy.
I kind of want to. I was like, I want to provide a service, but I guess that's just being a cop is pretending to be someone else to get shit back for people, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Providing a service.
Yeah. You need me to
as
pretend
for
to be
the-
someone else. Gotcha.
Dunkin' Donuts. As for the envelope prompts we had, so we'll go to Barbara. You were the one who was on the show about roller coasters, and like you said, it sounds like our audience watches because I saw some people say like, "Oh, I remember this." So, what was the show in question, and when was
Yeah,
it?
I definitely forgot that the audience is involved in this show and that like there's going to be people who remember everything we've ever done. Because I was thinking, oh, Eric
yeah.
wasn't around then. He wouldn't remember this. He wouldn't know about it. But me, Gavin, Jack, and Joel were on a show called Insane Coaster Wars, where we went to the Six Flags over Texas theme park and rode a new roller coaster called the Iron Rattler. And we had to ride it about 12 times because they needed to get different camera angles and everything like that. And by like the 6th or 7th ride, I was like, I'm gonna vomit because it's just the same thing over and over again. So it started off as a really fun day and turned out to be a really miserable day. But that episode is still existing in the world.
Did you say Six Flags over Texas?
Yeah.
This is Fiesta, Texas.
So
right?
in Arlington,
Oh,
Texas.
Fiesta, Texas.
Dallas, and
Fiesta.
Oh, Fiesta, Texas. Bummer.
Fiesta, yeah. My bad.
I'm with you though.
Is that Houston
Texas,
or San Antonio?
San
San
Antonio.
Antonio.
San Antonio.
Why was it called Coaster Wars? Were the coasters battling?
I guess they were like, it was like a competition to see like which was the most extreme, because like the announcer for that show was just like, this time we got the Iron Rattler standing at this height. It's the one with the most fastest roller coasters in the world. Yeah, it was very intense.
Wow. Did you? I have two questions. Jeremy, are you okay? And then Barbara, did your roller coaster win?
Is the flyback?
I don't know.
I kicked my desk accidentally, and that was a very wobbly desk. So like you hit it once, and like the whole thing really goes.
I like Eric's idea though. You're onto something. I want roller coasters battling like Starlight Express / Transformers style. Yeah, like that's way cooler.
But shockingly enough, well, maybe not shocking. I don't know, no one's gonna get blown away by the information. But I'm almost certain that the next episode of Annual Pass of Jack and Jeff's podcast is about that roller coaster. Is about the Iron Rattler.
Really?
Oh wow!
I think he just said that earlier today.
That's awesome.
Right? Yeah. Barbara said the name, and I
Well,
was like,
he's written it 12 times.
12 times.
so he knows about it. So
Damn.
that meets up at a good point. So the audience, they remember a lot of things. I remember that because I think I remember seeing pictures of like you and Gavin on this roller coaster.
Yeah, it was like 2014, so I was like, maybe it's just far away enough that people would have
I
forgotten.
don't remember that.
People never forget.
I don't remember that.
Eric, I don't get rid of her. But so that means Noelle, you're the one who accidentally started a smuggling ring in your high school. And you said what it was. You answered Eric's one question truthfully. But what's the deeper story here? How did it start, and how did it like go on?
So for starters, I am a man of the people. I was a Robin Hood of Fruitopia. So here's so it was in high school. The year was 2002, and so around this time, Fruitopias had cost 75 cents in the vending machines. Out of nowhere, they bumped it from 75 cents to $1.25, $1.50. I thought that was such horseshit. Everyone was pissed. We were super mad. So what ended up happening, one day, I go, you know what? Fine. I'm thirsty. Fruitopia is delicious. I'm giving in. So I put my money in the machine, and my money came back out, but so did a Fruitopia. So I do a quick, I'm looking around. I spend like a whole in between classes just slowly taking all the fucking Fruitopia from the machine. Then I start handing them out and passing them around. And then mind you, I need a place to stash the goods. So my locker is filled with every single Fruitopia. And then I kind of recognize, this isn't a good look if they start looking around. So I have to move the weight. I have to move it all. I have to get rid of it. So I forget what day it was, but let's just say hypothetically, just because my brain forgot. It's a Monday. I recognize I got to move all of these Fruitopias. I got to get them out, or they're going to put it on my permanent record, which, by the way, for a kid, that's the scariest thing you could tell a kid.
It's
on your permanent record.
Nothing. Yep,
It
100%.
doesn't mean anything.
Not a thing.
Nope.
So then I start feverishly giving them out. And then, like, on a Thursday, our principal goes, "We know what's going on here. There's some type of smuggling racket situation with the Fruitopia."
Wow.
I still have a locker filled with Fruitopia. By Friday, they start sending in the like dogs, which is weird because like, what is the dog smelling at this point? It's Fruitopia. Everyone smells like fruit
the
punch.
dogs in, but they did.
Is the
So
sofa?
I spent all of Thursday getting rid of it. I couldn't get rid of 5 on Friday, so I literally had to drink them all myself. Which by the way, and then they start calling like students to go down to your locker so they can open it up in front of you. By the time they get to my locker, I had just finished the last Fruitopia, and when they open up my locker, it's empty. And I was like, got 'em. But if those rookie gumshoes would have asked me to just stick my tongue out, they would have recognized that my tongue was Fruitopia Punch Red, and I was jittery because I drank 5 of those things in a row.
Sugar.
But I got rid of them,
They weren't
imagine
clever enough to
one
walk
step
around the
further.
students and tell them to stick their tongue out.
That's insane.
Over your
That's
tongue.
crazy.
So yeah, but
Imagine
again,
if
I'm
they
a
asked for
man
a
of
urine sample.
I was a Robin
Piss
Hood.
it red.
I was a Robin
Well,
Hood.
you have
Robin
too
Hood,
many
get
times
out
the
of
normal
here.
sugar content in your urine. It's weird.
Right.
Yeah, Jesus.
Exactly. If they would have just piss tested me, I would have pissed hot with sugar.
This piss is so sweet. You must have drank 5 Fruitopias.
Our piss dogs are detecting.
Now, Noel,
This is
did any of your friends threaten to like drop an anonymous tip or squeal on you?
Right.
And you had to like
See,
squeeze them out?
I was expecting it. Like I just automatically assume it was going on my permanent record. I was gonna go to what is the difference between ISS and CPC? What is ISS is in school suspension.
suspension.
I thought I was gonna get ISS,
Not that I know.
and I was like, that's it. My life is over. I can't go to the university that I never went to. So I was like, I'm just gonna accept it. I'm gonna accept it. But yeah, no one dropped a dime, and maybe it's because I was
That's
giving them away
amazing.
for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was raging against the machine, is what happened.
Yeah, you were a
You're a
Robin
man
Hood
of the
of juice,
people.
and I appreciate that.
Well, that's obviously the title for this episode too. But so that is the true stories that we didn't get to hear during the show. Once again, thank you, Eric, Lindsay, Noel, and Barbara. An excellent episode today. Thank you, everyone watching, for being first members. We super, super appreciate that. And we will see you in 3 weeks for the next episode of Chump. And the 2 final episodes of both Chump and Chump Change. Chump! We'll see you later, everyone. Have a good one.
I won. Don't forget that I won. Don't forget.
I remember.